Hello, and welcome to another video from trainingride.com. This time we'll be talking about performance testing. What is performance testing? Why do you need to do or perform something called performance testing? And what are the different tools in the industry which we could be using today in order to do the performance testing? Well, let's talk about where to start, right? What is performance testing, and where should we be starting, or when should we starting to do performance testing? Well, when you have your application, any application, the web application, let's say the site like trainingride.com, or for that matter, let's say any site like ebay.com, amazon.com, priceline.com, travelocity.com, any site. Once you test the functionality of that site and you pass that site to be fully functional, then you should go about doing the performance testing. So one of the reasons, or one of the the prerequisite or the condition, required condition for you to go ahead and do the performance testing is the application should have passed what is called the functionality testing. It is mandatory that functionality testing should have been passed for the application where you're going to perform the performance testing. All right. Now, what is basically performance testing? Performance testing is nothing but we are going to measure the metrics where we could gauge or we could find out like what happens to an application when you try and apply some load to the application. Now you might wonder like what is load? Load is nothing but let's say when your site gets hit with a lot of traffic, depending on what time of the year it is. If you have an e-commerce website and let's say it's a Christmas season or it's a Valentine season, or depending on the part what part of the world this application is hosted, if there is a festival season, there's a pretty good chance that your website will be visited by lot of users, lot of visitors. Or there's something called kind of like a breaking news for a media site. Election results of something like a United States presidential election, right? Then you want to flock to Times of New York, or you would like to go to Fox News or CNN, website to find out minute by minute what is happening. So your traffic is going to get increased on such occasions. So that is like applying load, right? So how much load can that application take? Is it going to crash when you have like hundreds of thousands of users coming to your website, or is it still going to be working fine? So how do you measure that? How do you make sure that your website or your web application is going to just run fine when a load is applied? Well, that is basically performance testing. Um, so, in other words, you have to measure if the functionality is still available after you apply the load. And that's one of the things which you would be measuring. The other thing is, the website is not crashing, but how much time it is taking to load a particular page and for the application to return the results, right? So these are basically the tests which we have to perform, and so it can be classified as something called, in performance testing you have to do something called load testing, or stress testing, or volume testing. All of these things are pretty much measuring the performance of your website. You will also be looking into something called scalability, um, meaning as you apply load, how is your website is going to stand up to that load. So you will be measuring the scalability, or you would be trying and find out if my site is like functioning reliably when I add load to it. Um, so we have to go and you have to design what is called the performance test scripts. Now, and after you design that, basically we would be measuring the response time. We'll be looking into the scenarios where when we apply multi-users or apply load, and we will measure what is called the turnaround time, um, and see what kind of business functionality is failing or withstanding the load, and we will measure it, stuff like that. So you need certain tools to do that. And in the industry right now, as you can see, that there's a lot of tools available in the industry, depending on, which tool you want to go ahead and then use. There's some like open source, and then there's some like license based. And one of the most popular tool which is out there in the industry is um, hmm, HP's LoadRunner, right? LoadRunner is nothing but it basically it's a performance testing tool which helps you gauge the performance of your site. Now, as we talked about in the beginning, that you could have different websites and certain occasions which are called result analysis. So we will see whether the website can sustain the user load, and for that we have to go ahead and then we have to, as I was telling, measure the server performance by executing those scripts. And in our course at trainingride.com, we plan to do that using a tool called LoadRunner. So if you have LoadRunner installed on your machine, you could start your LoadRunner. And basically what LoadRunner version, which we will be covering, is 9.5, even though they have a latest version, which is 11, I guess, right now. But the differences are not much, and we'll be talking about those differences as we get into this course. So what basically are we doing as far as LoadRunner is concerned? We would be doing these three things. We would be creating in these scripts. Basically, creation of the scripts is recording the actions which you're going to be performing on or any user is going to perform on your website, and those actions again can be edited by writing your own script, which basically is done using a language which is proprietary to LoadRunner, or you could be using languages like Visual Basic as well, all right, or Java as well. So in this course at trainingride.com, the LoadRunner course, we would be showing you how to do such things, so how to create the scripts. And once you create the script, basically then you're going to be going and then running a load test on that. And in order to run the load test, you got to get into a module called this will go ahead and then apply certain load to that by doing a configuration of how many users would be be applied as a part of the test. There's certain things in there, something called ramp up, ramp down. Again, we'll be talking about that as a part of this course. And eventually, when you execute those tests after applying the configuration from your LoadRunner control, then you would go ahead and then you would analyze the results. And once you analyze the results, they are pretty much going to tell us as where we could go and fine tune in our on our server the configuration of the server, or whether that is hardware configuration, or if certain things needs to be fine tuned as a part of the coding. We could go back and then recommend that to the developing team. Well, so in this course, that's basically what we'll be covering. We'll be covering those three modules. We'll be doing the VUGen, which is nothing but the virtual user generator. It helps you to create those scripts. But those scripts are for our single users, so we'll be executing that, and then it'll give you some logs, which will tell you, how, I mean, what kind of performance we are getting out of it. And then we could go ahead and we could configure that into something called a load controller, which is going to apply the load, and then eventually we're going to go and then we're going to go ahead and then give you the what is called the the analysis. All right. So in this short video, I just explain to you what we'll be covering as a part of that course. We'll be coming out with a lot of videos as a part of showing you some little snippets of code which we'll be doing as a part of recording those scripts and applying load through the controller to those scripts, and then eventually analyzing the results which LoadRunner will give you. Well, I hope you got some know-how of what performance testing is, and what LoadRunner is going to be doing, as what different parts are there in LoadRunner and how we would be putting them to use. If this is of something of your interest, if this tempts you to take a look into LoadRunner, then we welcome you into one of our courses, LoadRunner courses, which will be starting every 6 weeks. We start courses here at trainingride.com. As you can see here, we have our class dates and class dates depending on what time of the year it is. It is going to go ahead and then tell you what courses which we are starting. So as you can see, we do functional testing, we do performance testing, we do all sort of courses we have here. So we suggest you to go take a look at trainingride.com website and go over our course catalog. Look into what are the different courses which we cover here: QTP, Selenium, SOAP UI web services testing, and LoadRunner, and Quality Center, and basically those are the different courses. You could also go into Watch and Learn, where we have tons of our videos which we have put out for the demo purpose. You have something called a manual testing training videos, and you have Selenium training videos, QTP training videos, LoadRunner training videos, and whatnot, right? When you click on that, it is going to take you to our channel on youtube.com. Our channel is Training Right at youtube.com. As you can see, we have tons of videos which are out there for you to decide if you would like to take a particular course. Well, that's about it in this video. Again, we thank you so much for watching it, and we hope to see you in one of our classes at trainingride.com. If we could be of any help at any time, do write to us at sales@trainingride.com, and we'll be more than happy to reply back to your queries. Once again, thank you for watching this video, and we hope you would come back and watch a lot of other videos which we put out from trainingride.com. Well, see you back soon.